Hello, welcome back. We're playing some Android games and now we'll play War Worlds, which is a sort of pseudo 4X strategy game that recently just came out. Lone developer, I take it. Still an alpha, but I've been just messing around with it yesterday mostly and now today. So we'll jump in and see what it's all about. Start game. It's connected to your Google account, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so you can play it on all devices, and it should give you the same game at all times. It's having a little issues loading here apparently, but that's okay. Okay, we've reached here now. This is my home planet, my home star system, which has my planet on there and my fleet at the moment. So what can you do in this game? Obviously you try and colonize as much as you can. There'll be enemies on different planets, not on this one of course, because that's the one I tapped. So there, this galaxy has people colonizing other planets. As you can see, population of 400, population of 200. It has native means that they're just other factions, not players necessarily. Let's just move out. And let's take a look at my own screen. So this is my only planet since I've just started. It's divided in the amount of population I can have, the farming affinity that I can have, and the mining affinity that I can have. Right now you need around 10 food for each population, so I have 900 population, so I'm making 94 food an hour to make sure that my population stays intact. As you can see, I'm not losing any, and the rest I've all put into mining and very little build focus because I would otherwise run out of materials to build what I've been building. Oh, that's cool. My research laboratory, which I was building before, has just completed. Currently there seems to be an issue that I can't upgrade them because it says level 1, but it is an alpha, so there will be some issues. This is just to take a look at what's building now. There's no queue, but I do have resources available to me and a short amount of money, a small amount of money. So we can build a biosphere without that can upgrade my planet's max population. A ground shield which would improve my defense. That's not bad. Or silos where I can produce more food, but I would want one that produces more mining resources. Apparently the research laboratory should give me additional buildings and such, but it's not doing so right now. That's kind of strange. Maybe they didn't implement that yet. So instead of that, we'll just build some fighters. We'll build, let's say, 20 fighters. Just so we can have a fleet ready in case anything happens. As you can see, it will... I do not have the amount of crystals, mining crystals, but I also didn't have that for that research facility, which costs 1,000. So let's count that out. We've got 350 now. We're making 200. So to get to 900, we would need an additional 550, which we would get in 2 hours and 15 minutes. So what we need to do now is check our queue. It says 16 hours left. That would be ample time, but we can try and get these fighters faster. So there are two ways of doing that. Either you increase your build focus, or you can click the accelerate button here, which in this time it would cost too much. So what we can do is update our focus. As you can see, it's just all on mining now. So we're going to slide it around a little and get our build focus up. make sure that our food doesn't deteriorate. Not quite sure what the population thing does. I just like to keep it updated. Maybe I can turn it down. Maybe it's just to grow more people, but since I'm at the maximum now, we'll see what that does. So, let's see. Oh, that's way too much. Set. Wait for it to update. Usually it updates a little slow, so you can jump out and jump back in, and then it will have updated it correctly. Yes, it has. As I can see now, my population is not growing anymore, and I don't need it to, so we'll keep that at that. Focus, I can actually make a little less food. Bam, 95, hit it on the nose. So, if we go back to our build and we go to our queue, you can now see that it's 2.5 hours, which is exactly the amount of time that we need to build it. As you can see, colony ships and stuff, I am in the progress of doing that, but it's a little hard because I have to move to certain areas, which we will see now. So, in the strategy element of trying to colonize other planets, let's look at our situation report. We can move to other planets, which will probably be inhabited. As you can see, I've been doing some recon. And here there are 20 fighter ships on this entire place. But there are several planets that can still inhabit, and maybe possibly some more if I wipe out their troops and attack them, but that's a little something for later. So what you do is you send scouts, as I've done here, to check out what the forces are. If you think you can handle them, then you build some fighters for which you'll need a shipyard. And then you send them out. As you can see, I'm sending out fighters right here. They are bound for this planet, which I'll not pronounce because no way in hell I can do that. And they'll try and get around here. There are 15 fighters present at the moment. And I'm hoping that with my 20 fighters here, I can launch a successful attack to wipe out whatever I can so that I can move my colony ship there, which is right here. I still have a few scouts left, but why normally in 4X games you would send them out immediately. The problem is we'll just do a test here. If I want to send out my scouts, it costs me money. So currently my currency is 500 and a little, and the way that you get more money is that you collect taxes from your planets. At the moment I can only collect 55. It's not really worth it, so I'll just let it grow. And that limits your amount of movement, so right now I can only do this. So if I were to get my colony ship out and move it to this planet, I would need a lot of money, and it would take forever to get there apparently, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So I'll have to try and factor that in at some point. That is also an issue of the current attack stances. You can have a passive attack stance, a neutral one, and an aggressive one, but as you can see it doesn't show up, so you'll have to just see how it goes. I'll need to try and see if I can get some funds somehow that are not from my people taxes. So the only things I have left to say about this is that it's very static. It's not unlike other strategy games on the web, such as Utopia or Evony or other standard things where the strategy element is actually just the lay part. I think it could be good with some additional work. There's definitely some traits in there from 4X strategy. Right now it's just in the beginning phases, it's just been launched. You yeah, I've yet to explore it deeper to really know how the planets, how the different planet types could affect me, what player interaction is like, if you can form alliances or just one-on-one with players, or if it's hard to overcome planets. We'll all have to get into that later since I'm just building stuff right now. But it looks like you can do a lot of stuff with that, and I'm hoping to get more done later. The fun factor that I can see right now is that it does give you sporadic elements to play on your phone. For instance, if you have like 5 minutes to spare and you can, oh, I need to go check on my Empire, and you quickly input things to update later on. It's nice that you can do that on the go. So far I have seen that this app does show that my things have been done. It doesn't show up on my phone. I would like that it would show implications that my fighters have been produced or my construction is completed. It doesn't do that yet on my phone, but it does here, so maybe on tablets it will. I can't promise that, but there is an element that it does work, which would indeed make it easier to come back to. The sliders are a bit tricky to maneuver. For instance, I can't really see that this does say 98. You have to really mess around with it. On the phone it's even worse because your finger is on the slider and it's hard to notice, but on bigger application tablets it would be easier to produce. So that's I think pretty much all we can say for it right now. We can't really colonize anything. We could click it here, but I'm waiting for a planet with more mining so I can complement the two. Our fleet is pretty much it will hit later on, and I'm really interested in seeing what it does there. But I think we've seen everything. We've seen how to build stuff, we've seen how ships are made, and we've seen how building can go. Oh, maybe now we can accelerate. Yes, we can accelerate a lot easier now that our building focus is different. So that would be it for War Worlds, a new 4X strategy, now free on Google Play for Android right now. I'm not sure if it is also on iOS. You should check that out for yourself. I don't think so. I think it's only for Android right now. And it's free. Don't seem to be any in-app purchases, which is always a plus, since that means gameplay doesn't really revolve around it. And it's synced on all your accounts, so it syncs to your Google account so that you can play it anywhere on any device and it will still be your game, your faction. Asynchronous gameplay with other players around the world. And so far it's looking well. With some additional development time it could be good. Could also be bad. We'll see about that later. That's just been introduction. So I hope you've enjoyed it and we'll see you some other time.